Are you ready? Here we go. T-Real.
Shining bright, going hard, living big, like a star. I'm trying to get it, already got it. And there ain't nothing no one can do about it. We living that best life. We living that best life. We living that best life. We living. Everybody talking about trying to hustle hard, but don't nobody want to talk about God. Trying to get it in, we trying to win, but don't nobody seem to know where to begin. Well, I'ma tell you something, and I hope you listening. Life gets better when Jesus is your friend. You can tell him anything, he'll tell you everything. No competition, how you win it every day. Shining bright, going hard, living.
Hey, good evening to all the kingdom builders. How are you guys living out there? How are you living? Yes, it is Living Life with Autumn. Monday, money matters. And yes, money matters to the kingdom. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So tonight, I don't know, I'm gonna get through all this. I'm gonna try to move it and get through all of it, but we're gonna talk about different side hustles, different ways to create different streams of income to supplement our incomes and things like that. So I'm gonna try to get through this as best I can. Yes. So remember, you guys, go to Living Life with Autumn. I think this is only streaming on Living Life with Autumn tonight and YouTube. So go to Living Life with Autumn. Make sure you share and make a comment so that you can get on the wheel. We want you on the wheel. We give away $100 every week. And so we want you on that wheel, and it spins Tuesdays at 12. So make sure you share. I appreciate you all sharing and make a comment. Yes, some of y'all ain't listening now, ain't watching because some of y'all ain't doing both, but that's okay. I appreciate y'all share. So let's just get started. So income streams. There are things that we must consider when we're talking about different streams of income. And what I want you guys to do too is also, if you come on here during the live, I want you to put your hustle on there. Put your business on there, even if it's your business or your side hustle, or you got some ideas. I want you to go ahead and put it in the comments, and let other people know about you. Sharing is caring, and we can help one another. So you may have something that somebody's interested in. So make sure you put it on there. Put your information out there. Yeah, do that. So when we're considering side hustles, we have to consider it's time, energy, and money. Matter of fact, me and Mr. Frank too was just talking about that. So everything takes time, energy, and money. So your side hustle is not the same as your main business or your main employment. And so it's like in your spare time. It used to be in your spare time, you can make this additional money, right? Well, and it used to be like optional, like if you wanted to do it. Now it's almost essential that we supplement our income in other ways. And unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time. I mean, it's like we're running out of money and we're running out of time too. So yeah, that's definitely a thing that we said we need to talk to God about and figure out a good strategy and plan. So anyway, it's going to take time, energy, and money. So when you're considering side hustles, there's a lot of things to be considered. It's easily said, hey, get a side hustle. Do it. Yeah, that's easily said. But a lot of times too, we got to consider it's not just about us, because when we're working, when we're fulfilling, making a living, as they say, we're doing it for our family. We're doing it for ourselves and our family, right? But a lot of times it overconsumes, it overshadows, it takes over so much of our time and energy, even though now we're doing it for our family to keep a roof over their head and food on the table and the lights on, they go lacking. So we got to make sure that we have a really good balance when it comes to these different employments, businesses, and side hustles. So it's just a lot to consider because we don't want to lose our family and our relationships in the midst of making a living. And so we don't want this life to take over us. We want to live it. We want to have it, live it in its abundance as God promised us. He says, I come to give you life and give you life more abundantly. So we don't want life to live us. We want to live this life, and we want to live it in abundance. Yes. The other thing we need to consider is cost of living. Good night, sweetie. Cost of living. So before we get into that, when we talk about side hustles and how much we need to make and things like that, that's why I talk to you guys about budgeting. I'm not going to go into that with that. So that's a whole nother segment we've talked about. But it says the average cost of living. So, to determine where we want to go, how we want to get there kind of thing. It says the average cost of living a person needs to make $24.89 a month, $2,489 a month. That's the average cost of living in the city of Dallas to live. Rent, lights, utilities, gas, water, different things like that, right? Food, the basic essentials, right? So that came out to be something like $30,000 a year or something like that. I don't know if I got all my math here. Yeah. But anyway, so you got to know that, okay, how does that break down? So there again, just quick budget tip. You got to know what that is. What do I need to make to take care of my basic essentials? Not my wants, but my needs. These needs have got to be met. So that's going to determine what type of employment I have, what type of business I go after, what type of side hustle that I need to incorporate to make my world jive financially, right? And then the wants is your vision. The budget is our needs, our essentials. The vision is our wants, but okay, we're doing this right now, but this is where I want to go. This is where I want to go. And so all that comes into play. All these things have to be considered. And there's an app called Rent Cafe. It's called Rent Cafe. I found when I was doing some research, and it talks about the average cost of living. It talks about if you make this amount of money, then your rent needs to be this amount. Your food needs to be this amount. It kind of helps you calculate your budget for you, because all of ours are different spaces. All of us are not making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year. So that means that we have to adjust, the budget. I'm getting to the side hustle in just a minute. I'm getting to the side hustles. I should have tagged. Okay. So one thing I did is consider, okay, how much, after you do your budget or your vision, how much do I need to be making? Okay. Then consider how many hours am I willing to put in? So I had did this little thing, and based on that $24.89 that they said is the average cost of living in Dallas, yeah, it did equate to $30,000. And it says that that's $575 a week. And if I'm working 40 hours a week, that comes out to be about $14.37. Okay. So, but if I only want to work 30 hours a week, then that means I need to make about $19. And then there again, you got your taxes and you got other expenses. So that's where that whole budget comes into play, because this may not work for you. And then sticking to it, because you got all these other things that we're not calculating. I got all kind of apps we're paying for, all kinds of subscriptions. It's a lot of stuff, extra stuff going on. Entertainment, movies, clothing, gifts, a lot of things be eating up them dollars. Yes, they do. And if you're a commissioned employee or self-employed, you don't even get a check. You got to create a check. You got to make your own check. You got to make sure you're making that money. And so then, like me in a childcare business, that's my mainstream. I know how many heads it takes for me to balance the budget. I need 54 heads in here to maintain the overhead. In the ballroom that we have, we need an average of 24 high-end parties, to maintain the overhead. Anything over that, okay, can go into the want column or savings columns or investment column or whatever, but just to take care of the overhead. So you got to know these numbers. You got to know your numbers. You need to know your numbers. You got to know your time management. You got to know how much time you have. You got to know your body. You got to know how much physically and mentally and emotionally that your body can sustain in when you're considering these different side hustles. Okay. So let's get into the side hustles. I found this site. One thing before I forget, in case I don't get to it, there's one side hustle. It's called 360. It's like if you have a nonprofit, you can buy these pallets of stuff. I mean, crazy, ridiculous amounts of money. I mean, but some of them you have to have a warehouse, you have to have a loading dock, you have to, but not all of them. Some are like the basic little cosmetics and different things and like that. You don't. So if you've got a 501c or nonprofit, they got this thing called 360, and you can buy these pallets, and you can. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Yeah, I was going to try. They say you can't resell stuff, something like that. But just check it out. Some of it you can. Some of you can. Some of you can't. Some of it just has to be because you're a nonprofit. So of course, you can. You can sell it, but it's got to be for your nonprofit, right? It's got to be for your nonprofit, like your ministry or whatever you're doing that is to help supplement your income. Yeah, you can't sell it. So, one thing it said on here was online surveys. Don't make a lot of money doing them, but you can make money doing online surveys in your spare time. They were saying some of them pay up to $150, $50 to $150. Rental properties, of course, is the big thing there, and that's how I got into. I do real estate. I keep a real estate license because I have a background in real estate and investing and mortgages and all of that. And so flipping properties, remodeling properties and things like that. So rental properties are really good. And the new thing now is the Airbnbs. It says my battery is running low. We're going to be in trouble, you guys. I'm going to have to run and go get my battery here in a minute. If I run off, you'll have to do a commercial or something, Frank, too. But I don't think it's going to make it to the end. So rental properties is big, but that's when the credit came into play. That's when I started helping people with credit. Is because, to be an investor, to show you how to make money as an investor, to even purchase a home, have an Airbnb. Okay, you need a credit, you need income. Then it came to the income. We work on the credit, but do you have the income? Unless your credit is a certain score, they do have no income verification loans, but your credit score's got to be up there over 700, almost 800. Okay, 750, I think, maybe 720s. They'll do a no income loan, but then it came into, your income, your tax returns. So then I realized that people didn't understand a lot of financial literacy type things. That's what got me into that deal. Okay, we're going to do real estate, then we got to work on your credit. If we do your credit, we got to work on your financial literacy, making sure you understand. So it kind of all goes together. So that's when I started getting into that game, because I realized that so many people, a lot of things they just didn't know, didn't have the information. And you don't get the information until you're actually trying to do this. And then that's a little late in the game. So I want to leave everything on the floor when I leave here. I want to leave everything that God has put in me, taught me, I've been through, and share with somebody else. It can be a blessing to somebody else. So anyway, rental properties. Customer interviews. They got online people. You can do customer interviews and you can make money. All kinds of part-time remote work. They got this thing on here. It says reselling furniture returns. Like you can reverse logistics. It's a place called ShareTown. It says join this app called ShareTown, and you can actually make money returning merchandise for companies. It says become a ShareTown rep. Start a helpful content business. I see now why everybody out here trying to get it. It says Shelly earned $50,000 a month from her travel blogs. honey, Frank, too. We need to pump up our game, honey. If we can make this kind of money, honey. Yes. It said another gentleman earned 6 figures a year for his bird watching blog. Bird watching. Okay. So I remember one time I read this book called 1 Minute Millionaire. I don't know if it's still available, but I have it in my library, but I have a lot of my books packed away. But in 1 Minute Millionaire, a lot of people are doing books now. They did this one deal. This group of people got together and they wrote an ebook, just a small book. They wrote an ebook, very interesting book, obviously. And it got out there and this was before Facebook and all these social media things were out there. And they got it to over 1 million people. They sold the book for $1. They sold the book for $1, but it got out there to over 1 million people. Yeah. And so they made $1 million on this ebook. Yeah. hmm Um it says freelance your skills. Like if you got skills, like if you're a bookkeeper, web design. It says this guy named Ryan made $100,000 a month. Frank too. Anybody out there but me and you made $100,000 a month from his unique web. Are we back? Okay. Okay, we're back. Okay, yay, we're back. I hope that worked out for y'all. Okay, so freelance your skills, yes. So web design, it says blueprint making, software consulting, photography, personal trainers. This one thing says selling printables and spreadables, flipping items for profit. That's me. So the other thing I do is that's if you go to www.living livin life.biz. We talk about helping you with your financials, with your credit, with business, different things like that, structures and things. But also I got into life insurance. I got a life insurance license because I was passionate being in church, seeing so many people leaving here without burial insurance, and you're already grieving. And so I started doing that. So I don't know why I got jumped in there about that before I was talking about flipping items for profit, but it just made me think about all the different things that I do and why I do them. But anyway, flipping items for profits,
T-Real.
Shining bright, going hard, living big, like a star. Ain't trying to get it, already got it. And there ain't nothing no one can do about it. We living that best life. We living that best life. We living that best life. We living. Everybody talking about trying to hustle hard, but don't nobody want to talk about God. Trying to get it in, we trying to win, but don't nobody seem to know where to begin. Well, I'ma tell you something, and I hope you listening. Life gets better when Jesus is your friend. You can tell him anything, he'll tell you everything. No competition, how you win it every day. Shining bright, going hard, living big.
Okay, I don't know what this is today, but anyway, I guess that's why we need these commercials. We're gonna try to get this going here. So anyway, flipping stuff. Flipping stuff. I hopefully don't nothing else go out here. The computer wanted to reboot and wanted to go dead and everything else. But anyway, flipping stuff, yard sales, garage sales, estate sales, flipping houses, back to the real estate. We flip cars, we buy low, we sell high. We do collectibles. My husband have these little Hot Wheel cars. You will not believe. I mean, he's got over probably, 40, 50,000 of them now. But um, which in itself is probably over $1 million collection. Because one little old Hot Wheel, you'd be surprised. I think he's got one, the highest one. He's got like $2,400. We went to a whole thing in Vegas. They had a whole floor of hotel that they do this every month somewhere in the country. Hot Wheel convention. These little bitty cars. And so people think they're toys and people play with them. But if you Google them on your little Google camera, you can look up different things on your phone. If you got that little Google camera, you're going through the thrift stores or whatever. If y'all ever watched some of those shows, they be getting stuff at garage sales and stuff like that. Stuff be worth thousands of dollars. You can go to storage, buy things from storage and sell them and things like. But anyway, you can buy something. Look at here. Tell you something. You can buy. I used to have this little store called A Little of This and A Little of That. You can go to Home Goods and catch their sales and have a nice little quaint, cute, fancy little store. Buy low and sell high. Anyway, it's all kinds of things. Flipping for a profit, whatever you want to flip, flipping for a profit. And I told y'all about the content business. Let's see, I got my little papers mixed up now. Vending machines. We got one of those in the ballroom. I went to one of these networking deals, and they said every business usually have 7 streams of income. So you can do different things. So like we got the ballroom. Okay, we rent out the 360 machine. We can rent out the what I just said. We sell stuff in the vending machine. Them little kids, they like to play with these little toys and stuff. You can sell those. You can sell batteries to the DJs. I mean, so all kinds of stuff. Vending machines is a good one because you don't need an employee for that. Tutoring. You know, I know one sister I met at a networking event. Awesome. She gave some awesome networking advice. What was her name? Camille. She's a photographer. She has a limo service business, you know, but she also does tutoring, you know. So it just depends on how you can balance and how you manage your time, because she's not shooting pictures all day every day. She's not necessarily got rides go, but she got employees to do that. So you just have to manage, you know, those things. I'm just giving you guys some ideas that I got. Delivery and ride shares. I got a friend that does that. Something called not the Lyft, but I got somebody that does. I know people that do Lyft. Matter of fact, I said we're gonna start renting our cars. Instead of trying to sell the cars, we can start renting the cars out to people that want to do Lyft. You know what I'm saying? Or start doing notes for people. You know, just put them. I got a girl that taught me how to. She rents out about 8 cars, keeps 8 cars out there. She said she's gonna double her fleet this year. Her goal was to double her fleet this year. She said you got these little trackers on there, baby. Track them cars. And it even got a little device on there that if they don't make their payments, they shut it down, honey. Yeah, it won't move. They even got one where people get paid to play mobile games. Mobile games. They get paid to play games. Residential and commercial cleaning services. That's big. Now that's real big. You just got to find your market. You just got to get your reference base. One thing about doing business that I find, I'm not good at marketing. I'm not good at marketing. I've been in business for over 30 some years, and I'm not good at marketing, period. My advertisement comes from word of mouth. You know, I've done real estate, I've done mortgages, I've done properties, I've done childcare, and everything I do comes from word of mouth. I've been in childcare business for 20 years. And I've kept the consistency and been able to stick around and stay around through the tough times and the good times, you know. But it's from word of mouth. It's from other customers sharing. And we just sold a car the other day. Guy came back and said, oh, somebody else. So we just started doing that. So somebody told us about you, and they came back. That's the best form of advertising there is when somebody say, yeah, I did business with them, and they do good business, and you go back to them. You know, you'll always keep eating if you do good business. Do what you say and say what you do. Yeah. Pet sitting, dog walking. I remember, you know, that's a big one. You know, rich folks, they want somebody to stay at their house and keep their little pets and walk their dogs and stuff like that. It's usually more for young people. But, you know, child care and caregiving. I want to share this with you if some of you guys don't know. Do you know that the child care group will allow you to keep your grandchildren or your relatives up to like, I don't know, I think it's like 3 to 8 of them. And they pay pretty good money. They pay like, you know, so if you're like at home or evenings, or so a lot of people need evening care, and child care facilities are not open in the evening. The child care group, if you're a family member, a relative, they will pay you. Yeah, they'll pay you a good little check. Yeah, they will. Sure will. Personal chef service. I need that in my life. I need a personal chef. I do. Anybody out there that's a personal chef? So I just kind of ran through those real quick. I think there's some more in here, but I don't want to keep y'all. We've been fooling with this thing, but some of these people make really, really good money. And the other stuff is I want to share about investing, letting your money make money. There's this guy, Cordero. He does credit, and he also and so does Gala. I told you about Gala. Cordera, Kavaka, all of them do that. They do credit. They also do business loans. Like if you're looking for a bit, I got into it too, but I'm not really versed in it right now yet. But I did get into it because it kind of goes with my credit portfolio, my credit format. But he put a thing out on one of his sites, and he talks about, investing. If you invest $40 a week, I'm not going to break it all the way down, I don't think, to you. If you invest $40 a week, $40, the first year is slow, it moves slow. But by year 10, it's $34,000. Now you've only invested $20,800, but your money's worth $34,000. So this is somebody starting out young. Start out young. In 30 years, if you just keep being consistent and disciplined and focused, as my girl Gayla says, with Sisters in Health and Wellness, in 30 years, so if you're 20 years old, in 30 years, you're going to be 50, and you keep on being consistent with that $40 a week, that's $357,097. Now it says that same $40 a week, if you live to be 70 and don't touch it, it's worth $2.5 million and some more dollars. Slow money, but show money. You know what I'm saying? It says invest in an ETF mirrors the S&P 500. Now you probably say, what did you just say? Right? So of course I looked that up for you all. I'm just getting into the stocks and the investments and having a portfolio and all that. I work with Edward Jones, Althea Washington. That's who I'm working with to do all this and learn these new things and make my money make money and let my money make money. Yes. And but it says EFT is an exchange trade fund type of investment fund. So it invests in different things. And the S&P 500 is a stock index of the top 500 companies on the stock exchange. Yeah. So, but these are things we need to learn. We need to learn this stuff and let our money make money. We ain't always got to go out here and hustle for it. It can be somewhere making money for us, like the rental properties, like the vending machines, like, there's things that we can do that we don't have to put so much time, energy, or overhead into, Roth IRAs and things like that, stocks, things like that. There was this one said, if you put $5,000 in a Roth IRA, 20 years is worth about $250,000, So $5,000. I mean, a lot of people get $5,000 back on their income tax check sometimes. Man, instead of going and wasting it on a total no car or something crazy, or that loses its value, or on a liability, put it into an asset. Even if you don't have to take five, take two with 2,500, buy you something you want, and put the other 2,500 into some type of investment account. And sometimes you might just need to invest in your education. Sometimes you need to invest in your education. I got a young lady right now who's doing some things, investing in her education to hopefully one day I hope to see her in Hollywood somewhere. Yes. So remember to love, like, and share. I hope some of these things were helpful. Please visit us at livinglife.biz or give me a shout out, email me, contact me, and we can go over some of these things more in detail if you would like more information about them. I would love to see us win and love to be a blessing and help you out in those things. So definitely go to livinglife.biz. And what my thing is, you guys, is that you be blessed. God continue to bless you and shine upon you. And see God. God says, any man lack wisdom, let him ask me. And so he gives us the power to create wealth. Just like that ideal came to me the other day. I said, you know what? The car flipping is a little slow because some of the cars just ain't moving that fast. I said, well, you know what? You got to keep money moving. That's one thing about money. You don't want it to sit, get stagnant. So you want to keep it moving. You keep it flowing, it keeps growing. Yes, it does. That's why I say I make my living giving. So I said, that thought came to my mind. I said, you know what? We can be renting these cars, or renting them out to people that's doing Lyft and things like that. So anyway, y'all be blessed. Y'all have a great evening. I hope y'all have sweet dreams and a restful night. Love y'all.